Good morning. We're going to play Time Sports D66 Football Simulator. This is the final advanced book. So the first book, which is not available in PDF, it is available in paperback, is a standalone. It's not a standalone game. It requires some version of Football Time. The final version adds advanced Time Sports football possession charts and more rules. So the first book is 9 pages. This one is 14 pages. Again, it is completely compatible with any version of Football Time, Big Country Football Time. So these are the historic ratings for the 77 Raiders and the 77 Bears. I wanted to play Walter Payton's rookie season. I don't know if the Raiders and Bears ever played in 77, but I just wanted to play my team, and I wanted to see Walter Payton. Okay, so these are the Football Time ratings from Rodney's historical tome of rated teams. So this is utterly and completely compatible with all versions of Big Country Football Time, Time Sports Football Time. We need to do the matchup though for this particular version of the game. So, and the reason I'm doing this is because I'm gonna play the first quarter in possessions, and then I'll play the second quarter in the full game engine. Okay. So the Raiders are on the road. They're an A versus a C defense. So A versus C. The Raiders' game grade for this game will be a B. The Bears will be C versus C. Bears will be a B for this game. So the Bears at home matched up well against the Raiders here. Okay. So A versus C's B. Yep, there we go. Okay. So remember what this version of the D66 game does for both fast play, instant play, and full play is it calls the Football Time engine down into just A, B, and C game grades. So A is good, B is average, and C is poor, which is calling out two other grades, D and F, from all play, and is certainly calling them out from the actual snap-by-snap rules. So first, though, we're going to go all the way down. So for those who don't know, this is the brand new, as of yesterday, March 23rd, completely finished advanced book, which goes into the timing options. So what this game does that all my other games don't do is they do outline all versions of football. So it outlines the number of possessions, whether it's high school, Canada, college, American pro, or indoor arena football. And of course, you can use ticks from scrimmage for 15-minute quarters, or for high school, 24 ticks per quarter for high school. Okay. Also, it assumes modifiers. So every rush attempt in high school, Canadian, and college are going to add a yard to their runs. This reflects how much more explosive high school, Canadian, and college football rushing is. Or I should say maybe with Canada, it's the neutral zone, gives them that bonus at getting the ball to the point of attack. And in high school, it's generally the discrepancy in talent. Generally, most teams run a little better on average than pro teams do in high school, because generally high school teams put their best athletes, well, at quarterback, but very often if you're a running team, you put your best athletes at halfback, and they generally average a lot more than 4 yards a carry. Canadian, a little better than that. American pro football, you will not make any adjustments to rushing yardage. And in indoor, you're going to subtract 2 yards from every run. Indoor football, number one, they did not run much. So you're going to find if you play this using arena football, if you want to play arena football, you're going to find there's more runs than there normally would have been in a real arena football. I'm not going to make charts to reflect passing versus rushing, but you will find that it was much harder to gain yardage in arena football. Small field, compact. However, obviously, one big run in arena football and it's a touchdown. So anyway, long story short, you will subtract 2 from every run in arena football. This is ultimately to show how difficult it was to get yardage on every snap. Defining positions. I also go through indoor arena kicks and how they affect how you would do kickoffs in this rule book. And field goals are kicked. There were no punting in arena football. You would kick a field goal from anywhere you were on the field. So kickoffs, we use punt return from the 3-yard line, and there are no punts. So onside kicks and where you onside it in arena football is in here. The extra possession rule, which is brand new for my football time. Some of these were rules I've used over the course of my many years of playing football time. This has now made it into the final book. Also, how to do a quick historical team creation sheet. So if you want to make teams that for some reason you do not have Rodney's tome of every football team in history, this would be good for high school or arena, because you won't have, Rodney has not rated every high school season in history, nor every arena football. But if you wanted to quickly find out what an offense's rating should be for A, B, or C, you don't have to worry about D or F if you're rating them directly for this game engine. And for those taking bets on whether I drop a die, I just did. So you want to bet. I'm not even rolling dice yet, and I've dropped the dice on the floor. So for those who are taking bets, you've already won. Game hadn't even started. Okay, how to rate them for defense. And again, you only need to rate them for this game, A, B, or C, on the matchup charts. And then the general offensive position indicators that are on the play-by-play charts. The addition of my cap rules. You'll find my cap rules are in various versions of my books. I've used the cap for some of my Clark and Addison career games, like Play Action Football Express. I use the cap for those rosters. So I define what cap is, my cap rules for individual players' careers. And then, of course, how you determine the cap every year, and how you determine new players coming into the league and where they're at. Are they rookies? Are they in their peak? Are they veterans? They enter the league. Okay, now we have the advanced team creation adaptation for APA football, as well as creating your own. So you could use, if you have obviously your starting offense for APA and they rate out of 38, you would look down here and say, oh, this offense, when on the field, they're a B grade. And let's say the opposing defense rates out of 47, they're an A grade. So it'd be B versus A on my matchup charts. To use your APA grades. You're not going to use your APA teams, but you could use those starting lineups to get grades for this game. For the fast play, or even for my d66 simulator. However, again, this is not designed to replace APA's full game. It's just you could use your APA ratings. However, again, if you don't have APA, you can, obviously you're not going to have APA. Most people who play my games aren't probably going to use it or have it. You roll 9 dice, 96, add it up, and these are when you create teams. So if I'm creating fictional teams, as Bob is here making the Milwaukee Wonders, he has rolled up 30 points for his offense and 25 for his defense. Unfortunately, Bob's going to have a CC team in the first year of his league. So Bob's up for a long season. All right, and then the new advanced time sports possession scoring chart. So you can use football, any version of football time for this. But again, this particular book is purposely narrowing the rules to specific, to make it a full, complete game. So in this game, the Raiders will be using the B chart for the possession scoring right here, and the Bears will be using the B chart for possession scoring. If I wanted to instantly simulate this game, I would roll the B chart for both teams and get an instant score, right? So let's do that just to see how close the possession charts will be today. So just for the heck of it, we're going to roll. So the Raiders on the road, 6. The Raiders are going to score 27. So we're going to put in here instant result, 27. So the Raiders hopefully would win this game. Instant result score. And again, for America, it's a straight roll. You do not adjust the score. And Chicago, 2, are going to score 13. So the Raiders would go on the road and win this game, 27-13. But again, we're going to go out and play out possessions too. So anyway, if this had been high school, I would subtract 3 from the Raiders score, 24, and subtract 3 from the Bears score to 10, because it would be 24-10. If this was college, I would add 7 to the Raiders, 34, and 7 to the Bears, 20, so it'd be 34 to 20. If this was Canadian, I'd add 10 to each team's score, so 37 for the Raiders, 23 for the Bears. And if it was arena, I would add 21 to the final score. The Raiders would win 48 to 34 if it was arena football. So that's how you can adjust your instant result scoring, okay? All right, remember, with possessions, it's going to be based on the sport you're playing, right? High school is going to be 4 possessions. Pro football is 20. Canadian football is 22. So you get how that's going to make up for potential scoring for league averages. All right, so this is pro football, American Pro Football 77. So we have 5 possessions per quarter. And first off, the Chicago Bears, here we go. Chicago's first drive, 6 will be a touchdown. So it's going to be a touchdown. And then I'm going to go up here to the chart. Don't have to do this, but I'm going to go up here and roll the actual play-by-play chart to see what kind of touchdown it was for the Bears. 12. 12 would be incomplete. Well, we can't have that. So on second down, it would be 16. It would be right there. It would be Harper, fullback, 3-yard run for Harper. So it's going to be Bears, Harper, 3-yard run. And the PAT, good. With the PAT. So the Bears are up. All right, Raiders, let's go down here to the scoring chart. So already they're doing better than they did in the instant results. Let's go down here to the scoring chart. All right, Raiders. Raiders are going to go 2. They're going to punt. So the Raiders, Guy, will punt. All right, Chicago already doing better. 6. Touchdown for the Bears. So the Bears are going to flip the score completely over. Okay. 24. 24 is a negative run. So Walter Payton from the 5 gets hammered. Well, from the 2 or whatever. And then 62 is going to be a pass to the tight end. Wow. So it's going to be a pass to Lotta. So it's going to be Avellini. And we're going to say, what did that say? 9? 9-yard pass to Lotta. And the PAT is good. And wow, so Chicago whooping that butt right now in the first quarter. All right, Raiders, what are we going to do? Go down here to the scoring chart. 3, Raiders are going to punt. Man, Guy gets on the box score again. And Chicago's final drive, it's going to be a turnover. Uh-oh. And the turnover, again, we can use the odd-even roll. So odd, it's a fumble. And, ooh, so fumble. I'm going to say that was Avellini hit from behind by Matuzak. Avellini fumble. Lost. So, first quarter, right? Let's see here, Raiders. First quarter, Raiders 0. And 14. Holy cow. All right, let's go over here. Go tab over. Okay, the Bears are winning 14-0 at home. Fans on their feet. Raiders got to start scoring points. 6. Raiders going to get a touchdown. Nice. Let's go up here and roll our actual play-by-play just to get a simulation. 55. 55 is going to be an 8-yard run for Van Egan. Beautiful. That looks like the Raiders. Van Egan. 8-yard run. PAT. It's good. And the Raiders start to slowly match up. The Bears, what will they do? Let's go down to the very simple scoring charts for possession play. What this does is allows you to not need any other book. It's not as detailed and deep as Football Time, but you would be able to use this one advanced time d66 Time Sports book for all of your simulation needs. Punt. So the punter, Parsons, and the Raiders, a chance for the Raiders to tie it up. Up. 4. Field goal attempt. Anything. Now we can use either this or I can use my actual field goal charts. So let's go up here and use the field goal charts. They're more dynamic. And we're going to get a 12. It's going to be not blocked, but no good. You got to be kidding me. So Errol Mann field goal. No good. Damn it. Now, had I rolled, I would have needed to roll a 1 to miss that. So you can use either one, but I would recommend this chart. It's more dynamic. And it doesn't matter where you're on the field as long as you're inside 63-yard max. All right, Chicago Bears are holding on 14-7 in the second quarter. It's a little closer than I thought it would be after the Bears' early start. Field goal chance for the Bears. Let's go back up here and roll our field goal table, again, for a more dynamic and fun special teams. 43, I think, is good. 43 is good. So the Bears, Thomas. Good. Dang it. And the Raiders now falling behind. They need a touchdown. Yep, and they're going to get it. 6. So the Raiders are going to score another touchdown. That's going to make it interesting. 25. It's going to be a run for 3. Fullback Van Egan gets his second carry of the day. What was that? 25 on the B chart is 3. 3-yard run. PAT's only missed on Snake Eyes. Nope, it's good. PAT. And that's going to wrap up the first half. Wow. So the Raiders get 10. And so at halftime, at halftime, it is 17-10 Bears. 17-10 Bears. All right, the Raiders are going to get the kick coming out of the tunnel. And we're going to roll our possession die here. Again, for those of you just tuning in, we are playing advanced d66 time sports football, complete with basically every rule identified for both possession play, instant play, how to create teams for this, how to also adapt APA teams, and other things. Okay, plus the full sim. All right, here we go. The Raiders are going to roll a 3. What is a 3 on this chart? It is a punt. So Guy with his third punt of the day. We haven't seen many turnovers, thank God. And the Bears, 5. They're going to get a straight field goal. So Thomas is going to do everything he can to push the Bears out in front. The Raiders need to start scoring touchdowns, too. The Raiders are going to punt again. So that Chicago defense at home is getting the job done. The Bears are going to get another field goal chance. And 12 is going to be no good. Holy cow, we almost blocked it. Thomas. Field goal attempt. No good. So the Bears are trying to tack on with the help of Walter Payton and putting them into field goal position. They just aren't able to convert that one. And the Raiders are going to get a 4, which is a field goal attempt of their own. And it's going to be Errol Mann is going to make this. Wait, 41 might miss. Shit, Errol Mann may have missed a second kick. 41. Oh, my God. Dang it, man. Field goal attempt, no good. And the Raiders of 77 in Soldier Field. The Raiders get no points in the third, and the Bears add to their lead. Raiders 0. Bears 3. And let's come back 1. Whoops. Oh, I guess it is. Okay. Wow, so it is 20-10. Raiders in the fourth now are in trouble. And this is a chance to see how that extra possession will work for the Raiders. All right, so here we go. The Chicago Bears. We need to stop the Bears from scoring any more points. I don't believe it's going to happen. Here we go. Bears are going to punt. Hallelujah. We're going to force a punt. That is Parsons. Wow, we needed that. And the Raiders are going to get 3. 3 is a punt of their own. Dang it. The Raiders can't muster any offense here. However, we're not done yet. We have to stop Chicago. 1 turnover. Chicago turns it over. And it is an interception. Avellini intercepted. The Raiders now. Come on, Raiders. It is going to be 3. 3 for the Raiders is a punt. Dang. The Raiders are hoping they can get the ball back. Not going to be able to score here, though. And the Chicago Bears are going to punt to Parsons punt. So this game turned into a quagmire in the fourth. And the Raiders can use all their timeouts in what's called a, where is it at? I think I have it written in here. So now we have what's called extra possession rule. A team losing by a single possession can use timeouts to get one final extra possession if they would have the ball next, which they would. So the Raiders will use their timeouts for their extra possession. Raiders isn't going to do it. Wait. They have to be down by a 1 score. They are not. Take that back. Can't do it. They're not down by 1 score. So the Raiders are going to lose. No points scored here by either team in the fourth. That looks like the Bears at home with a Walter Payton who can control the clock. 20-10. Look at that. So the Raiders, 77 Raiders, winning the instant results, 27-13. However, in the possession-based game, the Bears get enough done. The first quarter was a big one. Harper scores on 3. Avellini throws a touchdown to Lotta. And that makes it 14 in the first quarter. The Raiders try their best in the second. However, they do miss a field goal. And that's a killer. That would have made the game 17. But as it is, it ends up at halftime, 17-10. The Bears get a lone field goal. The Raiders struggle. They get shut out in the second half. And in the full possession game, Bears win 20-10. These names are plucked from the Parallax Football Player Finders. I could have put their Player Finders enrolled for them, but I was using the play-by-play charts for touchdowns. That tells me who's catching and who's running. So there you have it. Interceptions, again, I can roll the Player Finders to get who picked off this pass. However, I'm not, concerned about it unless I'm playing the full game right here. So there it is, folks. There is. So again, originally this was released in paperback it's not a complete game. It was just a full simulator for use with Football Time. Over the last few days, I have been playing a lot of this. I absolutely love it, and I decided that it deserved full attention. So again, I'd already added in special rules for this for the Canadian game, but then I decided this should be a full game in which you could just acquire this and be able to play complete football. Timing, so I designate how many possessions would be used for high school, pro football, Canadian ball, college ball, and of course indoor football. You can also use ticks and play full games out. There are rushing modifiers based on the style of football you're simulating. How possessions are used, the indoor kickoff rules, onside kickoffs for indoor football, and of course you do not punt, but you can kick a field goal from anywhere on the field in arena football, even from your own 2, because it's only a 50-yard. It's only a 50-yard indoor league. Onside kicks, how you do those, and the extra possession rule, which I would have seen here had the Raiders been within 1 to 7 points, but no. Okay, then how to rate teams for this with historical teams quickly. You can just give them an A, B, or C grade based on how they scored in the real against the league average. On a defense, same way. An example: the 75 Rams scored 22 points a game. They gave up 9.6. So the Rams would be a B in this game and an A, B, A. I don't know. I haven't looked up what the 75 Rams is in Rodney's. You know what? Just for the hell of it, let's go do that. Let's go look up and see how close that is. Should be fairly close if you use my historical creation. Where's original time sports? So for those who don't know, the entire history of professional sport is rated for my time games. Every football team in history. So let's go down here to Football Time and let's go look at the 75 Rams. I'm curious. So I had a BA when I rated them, looking them up I'm just curious. Rams. That Rams team was so good. BA. There they are. So they rate out exactly. I did that literally based on the new this very simple factor right here. So I used this factoring and their real life scores and scores against to tell me, VA, and that should fall in line with my Football Time a historical ratings guide, because it uses NFL averages through history. So there you go, the Rams and VA. All right. The cap is when you make players. This just allows you to age players randomly through their career, from rookies to peak to veteran to retired. Very simple. When you create free agents to bring them into the league, you can roll to see if they're rookies, peak, or veterans. So some of these could be guys coming in from another league, or they could be guys that have bounced off another team, right? Obviously, if you draft a rookie, they're a rookie, so you don't have to worry about that. And then, of course, the time creation and adaptation to use your starting lineups for your Apple football sets, or you can roll 9x6 literally for offense and defense and create fictional teams and universes, right? And you're going to see this and say, wow, there is, so for instance, we'll say we're looking at the 94 49ers. They're going to be like in the 40s. That's going to make them an A quality offense. So you're going to find there's not going to be many C defenses in Apple football. They're going to be really poorly rated. They're going to, almost all of your offenses and defenses are going to fall in B. You're going to have some of those teams that are really going to push up to an A on both sides of the ball. So you're not going to see many C offenses or defenses. Most teams are going to have about 30 points. And that's because it's pro football, right? I mean, even historically, horrific teams might find themselves in a C. But almost all your Apple teams are going to fall into A or B. And then when you match them up for the game play, for the fast game, or for the possession game, or even for this faster version of full football, this would eliminate using your players. That would be asinine. If you own a $150 season set for Apple, I don't suggest you would choose to use this over that. You've got all the players. But if you wanted to use the fast sim, where am I at here? So you would be looking at most A's and B's, right? For offenses and defenses are going to be right here, and you're going to be playing in the B column most of the time, and C column for rare. A B offense versus a rare A defense is going to push teams into the C. So this just assumes a similar production value of, say, an Apple game. Not an Apple game. I would assume for a historically accurate football simulator, and I personally believe Apple is that. This is not exactly that, and this is also designed to achieve a certain thing instantly, quickly, and they can't possibly have all the results. So, but it should give you close scores that are close to what you would simulate with proper, depth. All right, what else? And then again, making allowances so people can use this for Canadian football, for indoor football, for high school football, for college football. Right, there you have it. And again, the instant result charts now have modifiers. If I'm playing a high school football league and I want to fast sim all the teams in the high school universe, I want to subtract 3 points from every team's score. If I'm simulating an arena football universe on the instant results, I want to add 21 points to everybody's final score, right? And if it's college, higher scoring, I'm going to be adding 7 to each team's score. If it's Canadian, higher scoring, I'm going to be adding 10 to everybody's final score. And American football is the most defensive and the most brutal. Despite all the changes, American football has always been more defensive than all other versions of football. Historically scoring about 19 points a game per team. Historically, obviously, we're up to about 23.5, 24 points now in pro football, but that's still, compared to college and compared to Canadian ball, and certainly compared to arena balls, is much, much lower. High school ball, it's not really fair. I mean, some high schools, around the country are drumming up huge scores, but we're making assumptions that these are average, averages, right? So, and again, you could always make your high school universe closer to the college universe by adding 7. Like, if you see your high schools in your local area are averaging higher scoring games because they all run the spread offense and they're all talented Texas teams or whatever, you could use +7 or whatever, or +5, +4, whatever you think your average high school score should be. So for those who want to know, how this is averaged, 17 and 21, that's 38 divided by 2, right? I'll let you do the math. In history, pro football history, 38 has been the average. Divided by 2, that's 19 points a game on an A chart. On a B chart, it's going to be a little lower. And on the C chart, which would be the worst, again, this is good, which is going to create averages, right, of 19. You'd say, well, that's not good. Well, yeah, it is. If you're making the league average, then you're pretty good. If you're right on average, you're going to be a little lower. If again, we're talking about an average team, not so much average scoring. And then C would be a poor offensive team or matched up against a great defense. The average would be 12 points a game. So you can imagine the worst teams in NFL history averaging about 12 to 14 points a game would fall right around here, right? Now, again, as you drop the dice over the course of a season, some teams are going to do far worse. Some teams are going to do a little better than average. But this should keep you from breaking way outside the ranges, right? Again, this is meant to be used, to simulate the league around your team. If you want to play every snap of your games and simulate the teams around your league, this is the way to do it, right? This allows you to have large leagues. You could have big college universes or something, right? All right, a version of, obviously, Football Time was invented using A through F scoring charts like this. And there's instant result tables in the complete, Football Time Complete, Football Time Definitive, and Football Time Special Edition has instant score charts that are A through F. You can use those as well. I purposely created these to support the good, average, and poor matchups for this engine, for this full football engine. So I've been playing a lot of Parallax football as I was wrapping it up and preparing to publish it and share it with the world. I was playing a lot of Parallax football, and both in play testing, but also in writing and wrapping up all of the rules and how I wanted that to go. And then I was working on this to finish this up, and I've enjoyed this immensely. Parallax football is amazing because of we are simulating the point of attack. We're simulating the second level run. We're simulating the pass, the catch, and the run after catch. Although simply and quickly, it takes more time. It takes about 90 minutes to play a full game of Parallax football. This, as in a full game, I can play still in about 30 minutes, a full game, 45 minutes. So it's almost half the time of Parallax to even play out every snap in this, because it's much faster. It's one roll. Similar to the d66 engine in the Football Time Special Edition, Football Time Complete, Football Time. It has a d66 engine like this, right? And again, we're saving time because I know immediately who's carrying the ball, who's catching the ball, etc. So, all right, everybody out there, have a fantastic week. This book has been dedicated to Jeff Downey. If you buy the book, it's just in the back page of the book, in memory of Jeff Downey. I learned yesterday of Jeff's passing. I did not know him personally. I've obviously purchased many games from Downey Games over the years. I discovered Game-Winning Drive Football, one of my all-time favorite tabletop fast play football simulators by Rich. I can't remember his co-writer there. If it wasn't for Downey Games, I would not have found that. I would not have found Fast Action Football, which is amazing. I would not have found, and of course Jeff's game, Main Event Boxing and the quick play games, the ultra quick games. So if I ever spoke to Jeff, it would have been via email, in correspondence over purchasing a game or shipping or a question about a game. And I'm not even certain Jeff was the one directly answering those emails. So I unfortunately never met Jeff and didn't have the luxury of knowing, but his huge canon library of great games, and supporting many older game designers that had retired games, and he brought them back to life. He resuscitated and redid and brought many games like Fast Action Football up, and older games that and provided them all via, PDF. And for that, I think he will always be remembered by every time somebody drops dice in those games. He will live on, and that's all, I suppose. He would want that everybody is. There's somebody out there fulfilling some joy in their life because of his work, and I want to give my condolences to his family, and you will be missed. So anyway, this book was finished. I just found out on yesterday, the 23rd, that he had passed. I did not know Jeff had died. I only found out on the 23rd yesterday. And I was finishing this book as I found out. And so immediately I wanted to put a dedication to it. So, all right, everybody out there, have a fantastic, fantastic week. Bye-bye.